Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast, and now here's the guy who's often voted out of the jury, Rob Cesternino. I don't even know what that means. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Here we are. It's Tuesday night, the night before the finale of Big Brother Canada. There's just 0 episodes left until the finale of Big Brother Canada, and we are going to talk through everything from the Final 4 to the Final 3 and what we expect to see on Wednesday night on the Big Brother Canada 3 finale. It all comes down to this. And joining me to talk about the finale of the Big Brother live feeds and what we can expect on Wednesday night, here is the great Mikey Dowd. Mikey, how are you?
I'm doing great, Rob. How about yourself?
I'm doing very good, Mikey. Mikey, can you believe it? What have you been doing with all the time on your hands now that the Big Brother live feeds are over?
Well, I caught up on Big Brother UK. I'm still sulking myself from Shane Powers not getting on to Survivor, so the grieving process has been a lengthy one.
Tough week. It's a tough week. But anyway, happy to have you here with us. We are getting ready. This is for the first of 2 podcasts we're going to have here in the next 28 hours or so talking about Big Brother Canada, because we are going to be live after the finale of Big Brother Canada. Mikey, I want to know from you, and I want to weigh in from you guys in the chat room too. So tomorrow night, Mikey, we're going to have the 2-hour finale of Big Brother Canada, and then is there a sideshow after that?
I know they're doing a sideshow, like a pre-finale thing on Tuesday. I'm not too sure as far as if there's going to be a sideshow after the finale, though.
Okay. All right. So my question is, for our live coverage of the finale, do we wait out the sideshow like on Walking Dead? We just do our show right after Walking Dead. We don't wait out Talking Dead. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like we need to wait out sideshow before we do our recap on Wednesday night?
I don't think so. I think if live coverage would probably be something to be excited about, and I mean, I don't know how many people are really needing to catch the sideshow live. So I mean, I think you're probably safe if you do it right after.
All right. Well, we'll see. I want to see from you guys in. So Johnny DeSilvera says that sideshow is just tonight, 2-hour finale. So then, if that's the case, then we'll go right live at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time to talk about everything that happens when we crown the winner of Big Brother Canada 3. Just to set this up here, we are live today. We've got the chat room open on robhasawebsite.com. We got hashtag RHAP, and then on our YouTube channel at robhasawebsite.com/YouTube. All right, so a lot going on here in the world of Big Brother. One other announcement that I want to make. It's that time of year. We're starting to sneak up on Big Brother US, and it's all happening, Mikey. Can you feel the energy?
I can feel it. It's palpable. It's in my room. It's all around me. It's electric, Rob.
It's electric. All right, so Big Brother US is around the corner, and you know what that means. The Big Brother live feeds are going to be on sale. And this year, the Big Brother live feeds, if you haven't been following it this closely, are going to be part of the CBS All Access app, which is actually available now, which you can use to go ahead and watch things like Survivor and Amazing Race and Big Brother and watch all the old seasons. A lot of people have it already. If you have it already, then it's $5.99 a month, and you just will keep continuing to pay for it to watch Big Brother live feeds. If you don't have it yet, that's what you're going to need to watch the Big Brother live feeds this year. And what we like to do here on the podcast, Mikey, is I'm not sure if this is the 4th or 5th year we've been doing this, Big Brother live feed bingo is going to be back.
I'm excited, Rob. I'll be definitely trying it this year.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is, I know a lot of people, they have CBS All Access. Like in the past, it was like you just bought the live feeds, and then the live feeds was its own thing. But since a lot of people already have it, or people are, want to support different websites that they go to, we're just going to open up Big Brother live feed bingo to everybody. I'm just going to open it up this year, and if you want to get in on Big Brother live feed bingo, we're going to give away $500 for the first person to get Big Brother live feed bingo. All you need to do is just register for a card. We're going to start getting them out. We're going to email them out to you right after the cast gets announced. If you want to get in on that, go to robhasawebsite.com/bingo. If you want to get the feed, you can get the feeds from us through that link, or if you want to go get your feeds from somewhere else, whatever you want to do, it's free to play. But What we're asking that you do is give us your name, give us your email, and a link to your Facebook page so we know that you're not catfishing us, or hopefully you're only catfishing us once maybe, Mikey, not catfishing us like 30 times, okay?
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. It's not that much information asked for. I think it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable, okay? So if you want more on this to come, but if you want to play Big Brother Live Feed Bingo with us this year, we're going to give away $500 for the person that wins and $250 at the end of the season for whoever has the most squares. We're going to do it a little bit differently this year, so there's no controversy. It's just going to be based on words. You're going to get a card. It's going to have a bunch of words. They say the word on a live feed, you're good. There's going to be no interpretation, no gray area this year. There's a lot of times of like, wait, is that an American flag? Does that count that they cut a watermelon? Is that so? It's just going to be words. It's going to be very, very black and white, and can't wait to get into Big Brother Live Feed Bingo this year.
Sounds good, man.
All right, good. You click the banner at the top of the website for the link for the live feeds, or go to robswebsite.com/bingo to get your Big Brother Live Feed Bingo card. All right, let's get into this. So let's not bury the lead here too much, but we went from 4 to 3. We had the big decision that had to be made, and it was Ashley who had to decide, what do I want to do? Do I want to keep Godfrey, or do I want to keep Queen Bee in the house? Your thoughts on that decision?
I think she made the right decision just because you had to think that Brittany and Sarah were definitely going to take each other, especially even after Sarah's last words to Brittany, where she basically says, like, you're the best person I've ever met in my life, and we have to hug right now before you leave. And I mean, it was pretty evident that they were together.
Okay, so do you feel like, it seemed like in the episode there was a lot of stuff, at least going back from Sunday night, about how actually, Godfrey really is playing a very good game. And there was that moment where Godfrey was in the shower, seemingly, and then all 3 of the women were together and saying, you know what, Godfrey is playing a really good game. Did you feel like that there was going to be some doubt over whether Godfrey was going to be the person who got kicked off there?
I guess you never know for sure because the feeds went dark at a certain point, but I kind of always had the assumption that Ashley was going to do her best move, in my opinion, which was to keep Godfrey. Even if he is somewhat of a threat, I think her best bet is to bring someone that will probably bring her into the finals so she can at least pitch her case. Okay.
So Godfrey ends up staying. I was sweating for my guy Godfrey, but it really does set up a very interesting final 3. And we talked about this scenario on Friday coming into this, of that we're at a final 3 where usually in Big Brother we get to the final 3 and there's one person who is just like, okay, the Danielle isn't going to win, the Gina Marie isn't going to win, the Victoria is not going to win, the Sabrina is not going to win. But it's like a race to see who can get to the end with them. Is Godfrey enough of a decoy where the other 2 women in the house think he's that person that can be easily beat in the end, but he may not be?
I think so to a degree. Definitely, I think the game that Godfrey's perceived as having is a lot worse than it actually is, because a lot of people think that he had no alliances in the very beginning when he was really, I guess he kind of didn't, but he was definitely speaking and definitely doing things behind the scenes. I think that in all sincerity, it's most likely that both of them will probably take Godfrey, but he definitely will give a good case, or a better case that they would imagine in the finals.
Can Godfrey be able to, can he convince the jury that what he did was good? I know he's convinced a lot of us at home that he's played a great game, but do you think that he can have that moment where, almost like those women ended up having, like that Usual Suspects moment of, oh my God, Godfrey was playing a great game this whole season?
I think it's definitely an uphill battle, but it's not impossible, because we've seen for sure from Godfrey that he, especially in scenarios where he has to give speeches, he's really good at pitching a case, and he definitely, for the most part, usually says the right things. So I think that he'll have an easier shot going against Ashley, considering I think he'll have the Brittany-Sarah vote, but it's going to be, it could go either way, I think, regardless.
So do you think that it helps Godfrey at all? Like in the awards on Sunday night, they had a category of Best Godfrey Speech of the Year. Do you feel like that was something that really helped his case in terms of going to the jury and say, look, my speeches were so good that they ended up making a category about me at the Big Brother Awards, yo?
Maybe he does. I think it's definitely something to say. He definitely is the one who made the most ballsy speeches. He put himself out there for sure. I mean, if Zach were to win HOH, is an easy thing for him to just say, well, Godfrey's gunning for me. So I think that he's definitely got a case that he can at least pitch to these jurors that I was ballsy with my speeches, and it's evident like that Canada loved it. You know what I mean?
Okay. The big moment that closed out the episode on Monday night. I love this. This was great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've been talking about how are they going to do this? How are they going to get down from 10 to 9 jurors? And we talked about the idea of Canada was going to vote out one of the jurors. Instead, the final 3 has to vote out one of the jurors. Now, was this resolved on the live feeds, Mikey?
No, unfortunately, the live feeds have been down for a couple days. I think it was the day after your last podcast. They took them down for good right after Arista came on the screen and told us that there would be a surprise eviction. So we haven't gotten to see too much of that fallout.
Okay, and that was the last night of the live feeds? Like, they don't do, like, a curtain call on the live feeds or anything like that?
No, they don't. They're not. I'm sure there's possible that they could be releasing like small clips of footage and whatnot, but there's no live feed still. Right now, if you go to it, it'll just say tune into the finale of Big Brother Canada.
But shouldn't they do some sort of closing of the show of the live feeds on the live feeds of yo, I want to thank everybody who watched the live feeds this summer or this winter.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too bad, but I guess they kind of just felt like they didn't need to. Arista coming on the screen was kind of cool enough for the live feeders to just be like, oh, like right before it ended.
Cut from the live feeds, and then they cut to Arista in the studio like, wow, whoa, what a season of live feeds. Wow.
What a twist.
What will happen next? Okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So that's how they should end the live feeds at the end. Like, you've just been watching this package for 3 months. All right. So you have to decide who we are going to ultimately vote out of the jury. So, Mikey, who do you think we're ultimately going to land on?
It's tough to say, but based off of who they were trying to save, we know Sarah was trying to save Brittany and Cindy. Ashley wanted Zach and Peely. Godfrey was kind of not quick to show his hand, but I would have to imagine that he would want to save Bruno and Bobby. So that really leaves only a couple people in Willow, Kevin, and Jordan. And as terrible as this sounds, and as badly as I don't want it to happen for him, I think it might be Jordan who gets his vote.
Yeah, his name didn't even come up, though, but I do feel like he's the logical choice because, yes, he's in the Diaper Alliance, but he's probably the least key person of the Diaper. I mean, if Ashley is smart, she doesn't let him go, but because he's certainly going to be a vote for her, but at least in her mind, because you would think that he's going to do what Zach wants, but he's a little bit of a wild card, I guess. And, he doesn't have love for Godfrey or he doesn't have love for Sarah, but he could potentially vote on who played the best game. He's also the first person on the jury. It's also like, you finished in 11th place. Do you really, do you deserve, or 12th place? Do you really deserve to be on the jury? So, I think that he has the most compelling case as to why he should be the person that doesn't get a vote in the jury.
It kind of sucks. I really would feel terrible for Jordan if, after all this, he gets blindsided by, his best friend's HOH. Then he gets to make jury. That's a pretty cool milestone for a fan, and he stays there for who knows how many weeks. And then when he finally gets to cast his vote, Jordan, hold on just 1 second there, buddy. It's just, I would feel so bad. But if I'm Ashley, I think I would try to push for Willow's vote to be canceled. Because I don't think she gets that vote, regardless of if it's Sarah or Godfrey she's with.
Yeah, but don't you feel like Sarah feels like that's a vote in her pocket?
Oh, for sure. But, she can't be too greedy. If they can only save 2 people, she can't be like, well, I want Britt and Cindy, but I also want Willow. Even though Godfrey kind of more or less put it, on the table that she did want to save Willow. But I don't know, maybe she'll have to make an adjustment, but if I'm Sarah, I'm not budging. I'm going to say either Kevin or Jordan just to keep it safe.
It's funny that we talked about, I think it was on Friday where we talked about in the, one of the questions was, should the Big Brother Canada jury have to decide unanimously on who the winner of the game is? And we talked about how, they're just going to want to get to the party. But here we are almost in that same situation of them having to make this unanimous situation, and there really being no time limit on this other than when eventually somebody's going to want to eat. I mean, I think that's going to be a really compelling part of this finale on Wednesday night to see how this ultimately plays out. Who do you think is going to give in first?
I have to imagine that Sarah will not give in, and I would guess that it would be Ashley based off of just what we've seen so far in their argument. It looks like they're already trying to sway her into letting Zach go, and she was trying to argue, but like Bobby can sway people too, but it's. I don't know. I would have to imagine that if anyone, it'd be Ashley to fall back, but yeah. I would hope that none of them do.
She was trying to make the case that, Zach doesn't really have that much power, and anybody could be as influential over the jury as Zach could.
Yeah, definitely, especially Bobby.
And it did seem like the women were frustrated with Godfrey. Like, I wonder if Godfrey being such a pain in the neck about this, I wonder if that could potentially push the two women together. Do you see that both of the women see him as the GOAT still, or do you think that they could potentially want to go to the end with each other? Because I do feel like that they both would be the favorites going into Wednesday night, and tell me if you think if I'm wrong about this. But I feel like that they both are getting who they're getting, and I feel like there's very little like in the Venn diagram of Sarah votes and Ashley votes, and I feel like there's very little people that are maybe stuck in the middle of that where you don't know where they're going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Godfrey for them is definitely much more up in the air, and it's kind of more intimidating, I would imagine. But and I guess it also depends who you are, because if you're Sarah, I think you have a good shot either way, but you directly split the votes, kind of, you would think, like for the Diaper Alliance people. So if you're her, maybe it's just a safer bet to say, I can pitch my case, and then there's not this many votes already against me. So, yeah, it's kind of tough.
Sarah versus Godfrey, I think, is very interesting, because I feel like the Ashley votes are pretty well defined either way. I feel like she has Zach, she has Kevin, she has Peely, she has Jordan, you would think. It's really on the other side where things are a little bit more dicey as far as things go. Do you agree with that? That Sarah has a better shot with Godfrey than with Ashley?
I would say so, just based off of the fact, like I said, that she knows that she's not getting Pilar's vote if she's up against Ashley. She's probably not getting Zach's vote. She's probably already counting these people as someone who wouldn't vote for. So if she's up against Godfrey, she can at least say to Zach, instead we already know that Zach's been saying how great of a game Sarah's played, and he doesn't really like Godfrey's game. So maybe it is her better decision to take Godfrey.
Let's handicap Wednesday night. All right, who's the odds-on favorite? If you're Vegas right now, and Vegas watches Big Brother Canada very closely.
They do.
If you're Vegas right now, who's the chalk pick to win Big Brother Canada on Wednesday night?
It's tough for me to say, because I think Godfrey's most likely to get in the finals, but I think Sarah beats either person. So I'm going to say Sarah, but again, she'd have to win, I think, to get there.
You feel like Sarah beats Ashley?
I do. I think that people have respected her game. Even Zach, who hasn't said in like definites that he would vote for Ashley over Sarah, because he said that he respects the game. I think that she at least has a case. Bruno said that he respected her game.
Hold on. Do you feel like Zach's going to vote for Sarah over Ashley?
I'm not saying that he would. I'm just saying that he's said numerous times that he would vote for the best player. And if she gives the best case, I don't think it's impossible that he wouldn't.
I might have to eat a paper plate if Zach votes for Sarah.
I mean, obviously, my brain tells me that most likely Ashley's going to get his vote, just based on the fact that he kind of looks like a jerk if he doesn't. But at the same time, Big Brother brain might be saying, "Hey Zach, I think Sarah played a really, I don't know."
Pulls a topaz and he tries to vote for the wrong person. Okay, so we feel like you feel like Sarah is the odds-on favorite to win.
I do.
Give me odds. Give me odds on Sarah.
It's. I'm really bad at this, but I would say that.
We need Havish after he live tweeted the.
That was awesome, by the way. I had live tweeted his live tweets. It's tough to say. I really can't give an odds just because there's a couple of variables, and the fact that she needs to win, I think, to bring herself, because I think Ashley and God both take each other.
Okay. All right. So. Are you saying that she's that? Give me a percentage then, if you don't want to do odds. Give me a percentage chance. What percent does Sarah have?
That tomorrow night we say Sarah's the champion.
Chat room, you're in on this too. I want to see a percentage that Sarah is going to walk away winner of Big Brother Canada.
I'm going to say 50-50. And that's just because I think that
50%.
it comes down to the fact that if she, well, I guess then maybe 33% would be the best, because it comes down to if she wins this, HOH. And if she does, I think she's got this game. If she doesn't, I think that she's going home in the third spot.
Can Godfrey win the final 3 immunity challenge? Or the final 3 head of household?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely possible.
If it's the type of challenge that it always is in the final 3 of Big Brother, you feel like Godfrey can win that. What are people gonna say about this and stuff like A or B? You feel like Godfrey has a shot here? Because I feel like that's like the worst thing that Godfrey gets.
He's got a shot. At the same time, he's probably my least pick to win this out of 3. Because I don't truly know how good he is at competitions based off of, like, I don't know when he's throwing them. I don't know when he's just pretending to throw them. So we truly don't know, I guess, how good he is at this.
I feel like Godfrey has the worst chance to win the immunity or win the HOH, but I feel like he has the best chance to get to the final 2 if I was going to handicap this.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So who would you say has the well, if you're saying that Sarah has 33% chance, don't cop out and tell me everybody has a 33% chance to win this.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna say, all right, I'll give Sarah 33 only in the sense that I think she needs to take herself. Other than that, I think she has the best out of anybody. If someone were still, like, in my opinion, silly enough to take her, I think she still wins. But then again, Ashley would have to win out in order to do that. I think that Godfrey has a decent chance against Ashley.
Okay.
He says in the final speech. Because if she can say, this was actually a full-on, like, strategy that I was doing, which I don't know if it is, then she can earn the votes. It's just, again, I don't know how conscious of the fact that of the game she's playing.
I want numbers. I want percentages. What's Godfrey's percentage to win the game?
I'm going to go... I'll go 25%.
25%. So, by your math, okay?
Again, my math is like Culpepper math, so...
That's up to 58%. So you feel like then...
I'm way off already, Rob. All right, let me retract my statements. Okay, if I'm just breaking them down in their piece of the pie, I'll say that Sarah, to me, I'll give her 40%. I'll give Godfrey 35%. And I'll give Ashley... What did I leave? Like 25?
You got 25% left to work with.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give Ashley 20% and 5% chance that a twist happens and someone else wins.
Wow! Well, what a twist that would be. I think you're sleeping on the twist that something else could happen based on this season. I think that might be. I have to bump that up. The Twistos 5%. All right. So you feel like okay, tonight you feel like Sarah is the favorite to win, followed by Godfrey, followed by Ashley. Is that correct in how you have them ranked?
Correct, Rob.
Yes. All right. Well, this is a very interesting finale. I really do feel like while this has probably been a so-so season of Big Brother, I do feel like that we are coming into a finale which is unlike other Big Brother finales that we've had in recent seasons, both in the U.S. the last couple of years, and probably since you go back to the first Big Brother Canada, where you could have made a case with Jillian and Emmett and Gary that each of them could have won, and you could make a case why each of them was going to be the winner of the season. So a really, really fun finale, I think, is set up here with Godfrey and Ashley and Sarah, and I think that you could certainly make a case why each of them should be the winner of this season.
I agree 100%. Everybody seems to have taken a different path, and I think that's pretty cool.
Lots of different paths. Okay. If you had your say, if you had your druthers, who would you like to see win the game?
I personally, I'm a Godfrey fan, so I hope that Godfrey wins. Again, I wouldn't be too disappointed with the Sarah win, or even Ashley if she can prove herself. But like I said, that is all up to her.
Yeah. I feel like, for me, I think Godfrey would be the most exciting. I think Sarah would be a very satisfying winner, and Ashley would be a deserving, but I wouldn't be like,
I'm not just jumping out of my chair.
Yeah, I wouldn't be jumping up and down for Ashley's game from this season. It would be fine, and it would be certainly you wouldn't say riot in the street or anything like that, but not super exciting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take some questions here from the audience as we get ready for Wednesday night's finale, which we will be live after. Jericho wants to know, is Godfrey getting a mastermind edit now? He's bouncing from Brittany and Sarah to Ashley, playing both sides as he did the entire game, but he hasn't made any moves, nor has he ever been in control. He talks a big game, but he hasn't done anything. Again, we come back to this scale of, on a scale of Adele to Dr. Will, is Godfrey the new generation of Dr. Will?
It's so tough for me to say that
And it's
because Dr.
especially
Will,
ironic at this time.
yeah,
when-
with him being so like such a hot issue right now, like I gotta say I don't think that Godfrey is Dr. Will. I love Godfrey. I appreciate what he brings, but I don't see him as that much of a strategist as compared to Dr. Will. He's good. I mean, he's not that level.
But it's in a world where everybody who's a threat becomes a target in the Big Brother house. Is the biggest threat the person who seems like they're not a target at all? And he does such a good job of, hey, I'm with you. You're my only ally in the house. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's just me and you. He says to Ashley, I'm the new Peely, yo. I mean, he
No quibble, Robbins, man.
yeah, I mean, he goes to Brittany and he's like, "Hey, it's just me and you, Britt. It's me and you." He's going up to every person. Hey, it's just us. We've got to do it, and masterfully going from person to person. Nobody thinks he's capable of winning anything. I know, and believe me, I hold Dr. Will in such high regard. But isn't that on paper the same game? And he's won vetoes, and Dr. Will, there was no such thing as a veto. But isn't that on paper the same idea?
I mean, on paper, yeah, it is the same idea. It's just that I'd say that he's, for Big Brother Canada's sake, he's doing exactly what he needs to do and laying back but still being a fan favorite. Like I think Alec was talking about on your Shieldcast the other week. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. And on paper, yes, he's playing a great game. But I think the difference between Godfrey and Dr. Will is that everybody knew that Dr. Will embraced being a villain. Godfrey's trying to do this behind the scenes, and yet they're still kind of aware that he's doing these things behind the scenes. So I guess it's just a bit different in owning the game, or I don't know. I don't see it as much. I think he's good. Like I said, he's just not that good.
And he's so convincing to people that where he goes and he makes this case to people, and then they take his word at face value, even though they don't really like love the guy, or nobody's like, oh my God, like Godfrey is the best guy ever. But people just like seem to trust him. Like go back to that scene where Jordan and Zach are talking to him, and he comes into the pantry and he's like, you guys, I just want to say, great game. You guys did it. You got me. Game respects game. And he's like, and they're like, wow, and everybody buys it. Like he's good. He's really good. I think if he wins, I think the narrative on this season is completely different. And we talk about this season as Godfrey's masterpiece. And if he doesn't win, we say
masterpiece even.
And if he doesn't win, I think we say, oh well, Godfrey was a pretty good player. But if he does win, if he pulls it off, I think we talk about Godfrey in a totally different light.
I hope that that's the case because, again, I love him as a character and I think he's hilarious. It's just that with Dr. Will, and you can point to each move that's made in All Stars, and you say Dr. Will, that's his hand in that move. At least with Godfrey, it's not as evident the moves he's made because there's not as many big moves going on, and I don't know, Rob. I guess you're convincing me a little bit more that he's definitely a better player than a lot of people give him credit for. But again, Dr. Will is so up here for me. It's tough for anybody to be able to peek up there. So.
Yeah, well, it's funny that we're talking about Dr. Will right now because Dr. Will has been in the news quite a bit himself because Dr. Will has gone on Twitter, and he's been known to do this. He'll do this from time to time. Typically, it's right before the start of a Big Brother season where he'll tweet something like, hey, 2 of the contestants have contacted me, and I've been in training with them and stuff like that. And then he feuds with some of the modern day contestants. So Big Brother, Dr. Will got into it with the Big Brother Canada Twitter account,
Mhm.
And his claim was that if you put Dr. Will versus 15 of the best Big Brother Canada contestants, the show would have to be stopped to minimize the national embarrassment. And then he really was like going after the Big Brother Canada Twitter account, and talked about how there was not attractive casting. He tweeted, after a nuclear holocaust, if Big Brother Canada was the only TV show, I would swim across Earth to ask Kim Jong-un if he wanted to make Big Brother North Korea. So, I don't know, like, he's like somehow become like sort of like the Twitter Zingbot. Why is Dr. Will doing this?
He's having some fun. I don't know why people, some people are taking it so seriously, like they're getting really mad about it, and it's just like, it's Dr. Will. Like, what seasons were we watching where he wasn't just like trolling? He trolled Howie pretty much every day in the house. Like, I think this is just known for his character. I think it's funny. I think that, with some of the house guests taking it a little personally, they should probably, it's not that big a deal.
I don't know. I just never like. Are they in on the joke? Are they not in on the joke? I just don't know why he's picking on Big Brother Canada.
I don't think they're in on the joke, to be honest. It's not bad for them that Dr. Will's talking about their show, but at the same time, it looks like they were kind of taken aback a bit. They're like, "What, Dr. Will, you don't like our show?" Like, it was almost like Lil-esque in that voice for whatever reason, but...
I don't know. I just feel like that the Dr. Will that I know and love, like, doesn't even know Big Brother Canada is a thing. It's like he's so like above it all. Like the fact, like, he's not like on Twitter like, oh, this will really zing Big Brother Canada. This will get people really up in arms about this. Like, I just feel like he wouldn't even care about like what's going on. Like Big Brother, is that even still on the air?
I don't know what prompted him to do it or what made him just like randomly think like, you know what? Big Brother Canada, they're sitting too pretty right now. Someone needs to put them in their place. So I don't know.
Why does somebody need to put them in their place?
I'm asking the same question, but I mean, I thought it was funny. I don't think that they're too upset about it. I can't speak for everybody who is on Big Brother Canada, but...
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take another question here. This one is from Kristen, and she wants to know, theoretically, isn't the decision of who to kick out of the jury really easy? You have the two that you really want to stay, and so you just have to kick out whoever one is left. What was the point of choosing the two you wanted to stay? Yeah, shouldn't they have had a draft of, okay, everybody pick the two people you want to stay, and then we'll go down to those three? Or we'll go down to those, how many people would be left then? I guess three. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried it, and I think Godfrey just had an issue with whatever the format they chose was, because he said, like, well, you guys played a different game from me, man, so, I wouldn't be able to just pick two people, because I think Bobby's voting for you, yo, and that's really where they got upset. They're like, just pick the two freaking people, Godfrey, and then we can move on, and then hopefully make this easier.
But they were getting really mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little much. I thought they didn't need to, tell him to shut and stuff, but in their defense, Godfrey probably should have just freaking picked two people.
Yeah, well, what else did he have to do all day?
Yeah, I guess, make good TV.
Yeah, it's got to make good TV. Okay. This is from, Rhaegar Targaryen, big fan, wants to say, do you think that they will evict Cindy with an S since she spent the least time in the house of any members of the jury? I know that Sarah would like to evict Cindy with an S, right?
I don't think Sarah would like to evict
Cindy with an S. So who is it that Cindy hates? She hates Ashley, right?
I don't know if it's necessarily even a hate thing, but it wasn't on Ashley's side by any means, and her and Godfrey had totally...
She had it out with the diapers during Peely's HOH.
That's true, because she felt that Peely wasn't listening to her, but I guess you can't blame Ashley for that. So Ashley's probably not getting her vote, but at the same time, it's not as if, Cindy would refuse to. I guess Ashley should probably want to get rid of it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a few more questions. This is from the My Eater, or Theme Eater. Wants to know, do you like the fact the jury won't even know about the twist or that they are evicted until they're all dressed up on the stage? The twist could end up screwing the win for someone. I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I do kind of like that in a sense. I could create another Topaz moment maybe, but again, I'd feel so bad for the person that's just going to have to sit through jury for like X amount of weeks, and then they come back only to just have Arisa tell them that they don't get to even vote. You know, it would kind of suck.
What do you think about this twist from the finale, where Canada was going to vote on one person, and then Dr. Will was going to make fun of them on Twitter for a week?
You know, I think it would be very successful. I think, you know, there's definitely, you can't go wrong with adding Dr. Will into the mix.
Okay.
And weren't they done with Twist? I thought Arisa said that like an episode or two ago, and now I guess they have this jury twist, which isn't a twist, I guess, but.
So there's always a twist. There's always another twist. Yes. Okay. Let's take two more questions. Bliss44, do you think Ashley deserves all the praise she's recently been getting? I mean, I only saw her winning a few comps. How many competitions has Ashley won?
Ooh. I think she's won a decent amount of competitions. I know that I think she's almost tied for Jillian's like HOH or overall compliment. I don't know. She's won a decent amount of competitions. Honestly, that's her biggest thing going for her right now. But I don't think that would get her to win alone. She has to say what else she did in the game besides these competitions, and say, like, you know, if she says that I was using Zach this whole time, like I rode him all the way to the finals, and then, like, you know, it would be one thing. But again, I don't know if she's really that aware of her own strategy that she's going to say that.
So I'm just looking on Twitter. Dylan on Twitter, @ChilltownMC, says that Ashley would be a better winner than Sarah. Ashley won the hardest HOH comp and 3 straight POVs, nominated first at Final 6, no twist for her. I mean, Ashley would be fine. She'd be a fine winner. She just wouldn't be my pick out of these 3.
Exactly. Of course, that's awesome that you won the hardest HOH, but to me, that has nothing to do with my pick personally. I mean, I would put that into consideration, but I'm not just basing this off of competition wins. If you demand that I look at if I'm a jury member, you demand I look at your competition history, then I do, but at the same time, that's not all I'm going off of.
Okay. Let's do one last question here with Mikey. Tony, 1996, says, which juror will have the worst reaction after being evicted from the jury? You know what would probably be the best TV? Mikey.
I don't know. Who do you think?
All right. One of you is going to be eliminated from the jury. Willow, I'm sorry.
You wanted to give her speech to Sarah so bad.
Willow, I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, Willow.
I feel again. It's so bad watching something like that. Man.
Willow, I'm sorry. You don't get to you don't get to vote on the jury.
I think Zach would be pretty bummed if he didn't get a vote. I think Peely wouldn't really care too much.
I'm sorry, Bobby. You don't get a vote. Whatever, bro. One love, one vote, whatever. Who cares? Oh boy. All right, what are you gonna do? All right, Mikey. Great job tonight. It was you persevered through a rough connection. I appreciate your stick-to-itiveness.
Oh, thank you very much. I usually pride myself on my stick-to-itiveness. So, you know, it's awesome. I always wanted to do kind of like a podcast, especially one-on-one. So I think this is pretty cool. And Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
Yes, you got it. You got it. All right. So Mikey is on Twitter. Mikey_Dowd. He's one of the underscore bros on Twitter.
Yep.
All right. Then I will be back tomorrow night for the Big Brother Canada 3 wrap-up. We will be live at 10:15 p.m. We'll have a couple of people on the panel there on Wednesday night. Should be very, very fun to talk about all of that and put everything in perspective on what happens in what should be a very wild night. We've had 2 Big Brother Canada finales. They've both been very exciting in terms of, we had the Topaz thing from the first Big Brother Canada finale, and then ultimately John not taking Netta to the finale in Big Brother Canada 2. So we'll see what hijinks await us on the finale of Big Brother Canada 3. Plus, we've got much more going on here on Rob Has a Podcast. I had a extensive interview with the winner of Survivor, Mike Holloway. That 3+ hour interview is scheduled to drop later on tonight, so you should have it for the morning tomorrow. Plus, we're going to have, hopefully, exit interviews with all of these people coming out of this Big Brother Canada, and then much more as we get ready for the start of Big Brother US, only a couple of weeks away. If you want to get in on that and get the Big Brother feeds, you got to do it through the CBS All Access app. You can do that and start watching. You could be binging all the seasons of Big Brother US if you go to robhasawebsite.com/live feeds. All right, everybody, have a great night. We will be back tomorrow night after the finale. Can't wait to talk to you then. Have a great night, everybody.